What is up, players? It's WarbossTae up at this mug. Welcome to my day 25 video update for the WarbossTae 2016 painting challenge. You can see I've got some very shiny high elves and Skaven in this box. It's because I have been spending the last couple of days dipping all of these models. Got my army painter quick shade here, and I've also got a pair of, I guess, pliers. What do you call them, pliers? They're actually these jewelry making things. I don't think you need to have this one, but it had some soft little ends there, so it was easy to grab the bottom of the bases. I just kind of grabbed the bottom of the bases, turned them upside down, dipped them into the quick shade, took it out real quick, and then shook it out like 5 times on the ground. It was actually, I did this outside, and so there's lots of ventilation. There's no way I could do this inside. I saw some videos of, I think Girl Painting had a video up when she did it. She had like a large white paper up on the wall that you could just like shake off the quick shade onto, but I didn't want to set that up and have to worry about the ventilation here where I'm working. So doing it outside seemed to work for me. I gave my arm a real bad like shoulder ache the next day. I didn't realize like how much force you have to shake all the quick shade off, or else it'll it'll dry in some weird ways. So especially on these high elves where there's so much detail and the models are taller than the Skaven, I wanted to make sure that the quick shade did not pool and gather in all the recesses and everything. So I'm going to wait a little while. They've dried for a day. Most of them have been drying for a day. I'm going to wait another 24 hours. I heard you want to wait at least that long before hitting them with the Army Painter Anti-Shine Matte Varnish. Perfect for use with quick shade, which is what I did. I'm gonna hit it with that and then see if they need any final work details. This commission that I'm working on, this Island of Blood commission in between my Amazons and Dwarves and my Guild Ball team, is has been more of an experiment for me to see if I can do a quicker job, just doing a base coat, this quick shade, and then if I need to after the anti-shine, some extra highlights and details. But I wanted to really see if I could streamline my speed painting and my batch painting, and that's what this has been about, this project. So hopefully that'll help when I'm pricing out further commissions, especially big armies that maybe want a little bit of a lower price point with a little bit, hopefully not too noticeable drop in quality, especially once I put the varnish on the anti-shine. Right now it looks so shiny. It looks like these guys look like candy or plastic toys you get in the toy store, and I hate that toy look. I really want my models to look like sculpted pieces of art, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get on to the daily question. Today's question is, bring an army back from the dead. If you could bring any army back from the dead, like Tomb Kings or Chaos Dwarves for Warhammer Fantasy at the time, which one would you bring back? And I actually, there's like a big truck outside. I think if we're going with Warhammer Fantasy, I could also go with 40k and do squats, because I love the idea of space dwarves riding around on motorcycles. But I would want to bring back Warhammer Fantasy, like all of the races. Elves, which got turned into elves. I think the new Iron Jaws are really cool. They're beautiful models. They're just so big that you have to just buy the old Black Orc boxes and use those as art boys, because the new Iron Jaws, the really big beefy ones, are so expensive, and the Gore Grunters are so like big, and they look like huge monstrous infantry, which I guess they are, but I really miss the old Warhammer Fantasy. I always bring it up and people are like, oh, you're so curmudgeon, just let it go already, it's Age of Sigmar. But I'm not just talking about the game, I'm talking about the armies of the older editions, right? Because they did away with the dwarfs. Right now all they've got so far is the Duardine, I believe, which are like the new kind of slayers with the big orange hair. So I miss the dwarves, I miss the elves, I miss the dark elves, I miss the high elves, and yeah, Skaven are still cool because they they just got ported over. Mini Warrior is doing some awesome stuff with this Skaven that I saw in the Google group. But yeah, I'd want to bring back like all of those. Oh man, Bretonians, the Bretonian Knights. Like, yeah, I have a soft spot in my heart for all of those Warhammer Fantasy races. But if we're talking about something specific, like I really like how they did the Warhammer Silver Tower, the Age of Sigmar Silver Tower board game. Like all the figures look great. Dice Miniature Paint guy painting up all of his Silver Tower stuff. And I would love to have them redo Warhammer Quest, like the Warhammer Quest from the old world. Throw like a dwarf, a berserker, barbarian guy, wizard, an elf, and do something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, we're getting on 6 minutes here, and you're just looking at a bunch of shiny stuff. So, like I said, I'm gonna let them dry for another day, and then I'm gonna hit them with the varnish. I heard you're supposed to do 2 coats of the varnish, the anti-shine. You gotta have like a day in between. So this is a much longer process than I thought it would be, but that anti-shine is really gonna knock off that candy coat, which I don't like. But the cool thing about the quick shade is that candy coat, that shiny, is also like a first layer of varnish, which means that the paint won't rub off on your hands if you happen to drop it, it won't chip. Supposedly, and then when you hit it with 2 more coats of the anti-shine varnish, that'll really seal the deal. But as a shade, compared to like the Agrax Earth Shade and everything else, like I think it's pretty cool. It does shade a little bit of what you've already done. Especially, I think there's going to be a difference between all of the 3 tones, right? The soft tone and the strong tone and the dark tone. But just for what it was, I think it was a pretty good shade. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know, hey, if you've worked on models and have used the quick shade yourself, I'd love to continue hearing about your experiences with them. And if my experiences have differed from yours, then I'd love to hear your stories of quick shade shenanigans. And thanks all for watching. You can check out, I'm going to put all the links below, like always, on the Google group, the My Wargaming Life forums, and everything. So hope you guys are doing great and just having a great day. Talk to you later.